Welcome to Canada Studio. Guys, today we're working on my brother-in-law bike as we're preparing to the cross-country race just in 10 days. On that track there is lots of bushes and trees with thorns, and we've been lately puncturing all the non-tubeless wheels. So today I'm converting his non-tubeless wheels to Stan's no-tube system, which I find really good for thorns. As you can see, that's what I'm gonna be using. Foam, we need a lot of foam, so soapy water, but the foam is really like the key. Here we've got a floor pump from Topic. I do like it. It's Joe Blow Race. We've got rim tape, the sealant, and all that you can see here will be helpful here. The wheels, these are just some random wheels with I don't know, some Sphinx rims which are not prepared for a UST system. And we've got tubeless ready Schwalbe Racing Ralph, and which is foldable, and Nobidic, which is wired. So we're gonna make a foldable, put a foldable racing rifle on the front wheel, as my brother-in-law just loves, you know, drifting and braking hard. So it's kind of tired, this one. It was in the rear, so now it will be in the front. Now, with doing what I'm doing, which means converting a used pair of wheels, a used pair of tires, it's just a bit more tricky. Maybe not tricky, but time consuming. You have to make sure there is no sand, no dirt, no anything here, especially on the bed of the tire. So I already took some time to really clean thoroughly the rim and the tires. So that's what I already did. Of course, these, we just wanna get rid of those. It's really like, pain, what we've been just going through. All right, first step. I already have a very clean and very dry rim. I also use some paper cloth in order to really dry it up, because some water can always stay, you know, in those holes. So I'm using this. And then we're starting with the rim tape. How do we do it? It's quite simple. Actually, all this converting work is quite simple. I do like this tape of Stan's NoTubes. And what I'm gonna do, we'll just start from we're starting just before the valve hole, so that there will be 2 layers on the valve hole. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm sure that the valve will really have nice place to really just stick to. I'm putting some tension on the rim, making sure that it will really adhere to the surface of my rim. Okay, here's our valve hole, so I'm going a bit further. Maybe just like that, and then we can cut the tape. Scissors would be better for this job, but it's okay to do it like this. All right, what I'm doing now, I'm using maybe just a paper cloth or some kind of dry rag in order to really push nicely the rim tape, so that it will really be sticking to the rim. Now I'd like to address one thing that Stan's tell us on their tutorial, and it is drilling the rim. And I'm quite surprised that they really take the responsibility of teaching people that, because many rims, like most of my rims that they cracked exactly at the valve hole. So what they tell us is to drill just the first wall, the inside wall of the rim, so that the valve will be sitting there in a, I don't know, better position. I never did that. I never had maybe sometimes on some rims you would like to do that. I never really had to. What I'm doing here now, I'm making this like a simple cross here, like 2 cuts on my valve hole, and now we've got 2 new valves. Okay, so now we are putting the valve here into the valve hole. As you can see, it really fits nicely here. I don't really know what's the problem with other rims, but I really tried like many rims, like cheap wheels like this one, and my Crossmaxes, all of my Crossmaxes actually, and some other wheels. Now, especially if when we have here 2 layers of the rim tape, I'm just trying to push the valve better, and you really see that it stands out a bit here. This rubber here, this is sealing rubber, but it does seal the system very, very nicely. So I don't really see the reason, at least on my wheels. Maybe some guys just had to. If you had to do it, just let us know in the comment section. So now I'm just really screwing the valve in. You don't have to apply a lot of force, just making sure that it's just stiff and it sits here. That's enough. And now just foam, and once more foam, maybe with a bit of water. I'm just using my little sponge in order to apply foam here. Some guys just put the tire first on the rim, but I'm not sure whether this one will be working well with my rim. So I'm gonna really make sure that this foam comes into the bead here, and that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it on both sides and then put a little bit on my rim. And now the rim, because we should remember that our tire has to really be sealed here against the walls of the rim. So we are just applying here some foam, mostly just the foam. And let's begin the game. First, what will be direction of my tire? We want to make sure that it will be the right direction, because we really try to do it like only once. Let's put the tire on the rim. I like to match like the biggest sign on the tire, like Schwalbe here, against the valve, so we can always find the valve easily. Something like that maybe, just looks nice. And once more, because the foam is and soapy water is our sealant so far, so not trying to save it. Of course, we don't want to maybe pour too much water inside the rim, but some guys really put it like a lot, and they just have no problems sealing up the wheel. And we'll try how it works. Okay, it starts to hold. So guys, it does hold, but we do have small hole in the tire. So I'm gonna put some patch on it. As you can see, it's quite worn down. That's right. I'm gonna put some patch on the tire and then try to seal it once more. All right, I know that it's easy to make tutorial with no problems, but here we have some issues. So yeah, that's the life. I'm gonna show you. This cut here is just too big, in my opinion, to simply put some sealant on it. So I'm gonna use this little guy. I think it's already dry, so we'll just try to fix it first and then make a tubeless of this one. Should be okay now. It starts to hold. 40 psi or 2.5. All right, let me show you what's happening here. It kind of holds the air without the sealant even, of course, because it's wet, but you can always see, yes, I'm tired. You can always see some holes on the tire. Even though this one is tubeless ready, it's not really like airtight sidewall. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more of the sealant, knowing that it will be kind of sweating with the sealant, losing some of it. Now we can do two things. We can just open up a little space for our sealant to be poured in, or we can remove the valve. Here I will just remove the valve and use some other tool in order to pour the sealant into it, so I won't have to be sealing it, the bead against the rim once more. So I'm just gonna let the air out, and now we can just remove the valve. It's easy. You can use a special tool for like a valve remover, or you can just do it as I'm doing it. I just lost my valve remover somewhere during just moving between those two studios. All right, so we've got the valve, and the bead is like kind of still sealed against the rim. What we're doing now is that I'm gonna measure the amount of my sealant. As we can see here, recommended quantity per tire, 1 to 2.5 inches, that would be 23 to 60 millimeters, and we use 2-3 ounces or 60 to 90 milliliters. This is like 26 or so. I'm gonna use maybe around, I don't know, let's just use like 70, 75, somewhere around it. And these are my tools that would cost maybe around $1 or $2. So I have 60 milliliters here. I'm gonna use like 3.5 of these. This is the valve core. All right, let's do it. Great, it's still sealed. Going up to 40 psi. And now we are letting our sealant to do the job. So I'm pretty much done, guys. The next phase of this job will be really to see whether it will really hold the air. I think it will. It's kind of sweating, but just a little bit. So I'm quite happy with this. Now I'm gonna put on the buckle this wheel maybe for 10 minutes and then turn it around for another 10 minutes. And I'm really trying to shake the wheel during like first 24 hours at least, if I'm not using the wheel today on the bike, to make sure that the sealant will really come into the space between the rim and the tire. But it looks like it will work for this tire and this kind of rim. So thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what other problems or issues you experience when making tubeless, so that the movie and the comments will really be helpful for other guys going tubeless and preventing from just being stuck in the middle of nowhere because of some little thorn. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.